used to work the overnight shift at a small gas station off Highway 79, the kind of place that's always half lit, where the buzzing of the fluorescent lights is louder than the radio. It wasn't a great job, but it paid enough to cover rent and gas. Most nights were quiet. A few truckers, the occasional drunk looking for snacks, and the same three regulars, an old man with a limp, a woman who never spoke, and a guy in a hoodie who always kept his hands in his pockets. They all came in around the same time every night, 2:13 in the morning. Not 2:10, not 2:15, always 2:13. The first time I noticed, I brushed it off. Coincidence, I thought, but then I started watching the clock. Every night without fail, the bell over the door would chime at exactly 2:13. They never bought much. The old man always got a black coffee and stared at the floor. The silent woman grabbed a pack of gum but never chewed it. The guy in the hoodie just walked the aisles without picking up anything, always glancing at the security cameras like he knew where they were pointed. After a week of this, I mentioned it to my boss. He laughed and said, "Locals are weird. Don't worry about it." So I didn't, until I made the mistake of trying to close early one night. It was a slow Tuesday, and by 1:45, I hadn't seen a customer in over an hour. I figured, why not lock the doors 10 minutes early, clean up, and head out? I turned the sign to closed, shut off the outside lights, and started mopping the floor. That's when the doorbell rang. I froze, the doors were locked. The bell only rings when someone opens the door. I turned and the front door was wide open. The closed sign was swinging on its hook like someone had just pushed through it. No one was there. Not outside, not inside. Just the cold night air blowing in through an open door I had definitely locked. And then right on cue, I heard the crunch of gravel. 3 sets of footsteps approaching slowly, one heavy and uneven, one light and steady, one dragging like someone was hurt or too tired to walk. I didn't wait to see who it was. I grabbed my phone, locked myself in the back room, and watched the security feed. At exactly 2:13, the 3 regulars walked in like they always did, silent, like they belonged there. Except this time, the camera showed me mopping the floor in the background. There were 2 of me. I didn't sleep after that shift. I sat on my couch until the sun came up, replaying the security footage over and over. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely press play. The timestamp on the video was clear. 2:13 a.m. I was on camera mopping the floor near the slushy machine. But I was also in the back room, watching, hiding, that second version of me. It didn't react to the bell, didn't turn around when the door opened. It just kept mopping like it didn't notice anything was wrong. But the 3 regulars, they stared straight at the camera, not at the me who was mopping, at the lens itself, at me. I brought the footage to my boss the next night. He didn't even watch the whole clip, just looked at me and said, "You probably left the door unlocked." Then he told me to stop wasting time and get back to work. That was the last time I asked him for help. I started documenting everything. Dates, times, what the regulars wore, what they bought or pretended to buy. But nothing ever changed. The same 3 faces, the same expressions, the same exact minute every single night, until Friday. It was raining hard that night. The kind of rain that makes everything outside look blurry like a bad dream. I stood at the register staring at the clock. 2:12 a.m. My heart was already pounding. Then the power flickered. The lights buzzed and dimmed. The radio cut out. The gas pumps shut down with a click. For a moment, the only sound was the rain tapping against the glass. Then the bell rang. I spun around, expecting the 3 of them, but no one was there. Instead, a soaking wet man stumbled through the doorway, eyes wide with panic. He slammed his hands on the counter and shouted, "Lock the door!"
Lock it now.
I didn't move. He looked behind him, then back at me. "They're coming," he said. "They're not people. You have to hide." Before I could respond, the lights cut out completely. Darkness swallowed the store. And just like that, I heard it again. 3 sets of footsteps, gravel crunching, one limp, one light, one dragging. 2:13 a.m. The lights didn't come back on. I couldn't see the man anymore, just hear him breathing hard. Somewhere near the counter. I felt around for my phone in the dark, but I had left it charging in the back room. The air turned cold. Not just cool, cold like winter had suddenly crept into the store. And the rain outside? It had stopped, just gone. The bell rang again. It sounded slow, dull, like it was underwater. The man whispered, "Don't move." I froze. My hands were gripping the edge of the counter so tight my knuckles hurt. I could hear the footsteps now inside the store. Not on the gravel anymore. They had made it in. Still 3 of them. Still that rhythm, one heavy and limping. One light and even, one dragging like a body on the floor. Then I saw it, just a flicker. A faint blue glow flickering near aisle 3, like static on an old TV. It moved, floated. Actually, between the shelves. Something was attached to it like a face half lit by dying light. No eyes, just empty sockets and a wide mouth that didn't move when it spoke. But I heard it anyway. Why did you lock the door? It said, though its mouth never opened. The voice echoed directly in my head like a bad memory. You changed the pattern. You were warned. I wanted to run, but my legs wouldn't move. The man next to me, the one who ran in, was whispering a name over and over. Elena, Elena, Elena. I didn't know who that was. Maybe his sister. Maybe someone he lost. Maybe someone he saw in them. Then one of the figures walked into full view. It was the old man with the limp. Only now his eyes were missing. Hollow sockets. Black and weeping like something had been gouged out just minutes before. He held out a cup of coffee, but it was boiling over. The liquid bubbling and hissing like acid. Behind him, the woman followed. Still silent. Still holding the same pack of gum. But this time her mouth was sewn shut. I could see the threads. Then the third one appeared. The hoodie guy. Except now his hands were out of his pockets. He didn't have fingers. Just long black claws like melted plastic frozen mid-drip. And they were reaching for me. The man at the counter screamed. I didn't remember moving. I didn't remember slamming the door to the back office shut, or pulling down the steel lock. But I did, and from the other side I heard all 3 of them laughing. Then the light snapped back on. Everything looked normal, except the man was gone. After that night I didn't go back to work. I quit the next morning. Left a voicemail for my boss and never picked up his calls again. I thought leaving would be the end of it. Thought maybe I had cracked under the pressure of too many late nights and too much caffeine, but I was wrong. It followed me. At first it was just small things. I'd wake up at 2:13 in the morning every night. No alarm, no noise, just my eyes snapping open on their own. I'd check the time. Always 2:13, never 2:12, never 2:14. Then came the sounds. Footsteps outside my apartment. 3 sets. One uneven, one steady, one dragging. They never knocked. They just waited. I stopped sleeping. Kept all the lights on. Even taped newspaper over the windows. But nothing stopped the feeling that something was watching me. Then one night I woke up to the smell of coffee. Not the kind I brewed. This one was bitter, scorched, like it had been left on a burner too long. The same smell the old man brought into the station every night. I got out of bed, heart pounding, and walked into the kitchen. The coffee pot was full. Still hot. I didn't own coffee grounds. I moved out the next day, left town. No forwarding address, no goodbyes. Just me, a backpack, and whatever money I had left. But it didn't matter, because last night I found a gas station. Not on purpose. I was driving through a small town, low on fuel, and there it was, flickering lights. Dirty windows, same buzzing sign as before. I pulled in without thinking. It looked abandoned, but the pumps were working. I got out of the car, kept my eyes down, and tried to move fast. But just as I finished, I heard the chime. That bell. The same one from the store. I turned, and through the window I saw the counter. The coffee machine. The slushy machine. The gum rack. And standing behind the register and was me. Same uniform. Same blank stare. Staring straight at me like I didn't belong here. Like I was the ghost. Then I heard it again. 3 sets of footsteps, and the clock on the gas pump flickered. 2:13 a.m.